Welcome back to the Budget Gamer channel where we've got your indie games covered. Today I want to start off this video with a question. How short can an indie game be and still be worth your time and your money? And while you're pondering over that great mystery of the universe, we're going to get into the review of Planet RIX-13. Now whether it's Planet RIX-13 or Planet R913, I'm not really sure, but either way the overall story is that you are a space pilot who is scouting for life or other inhabited planets and something went wrong on the spacecraft. And whatever this systematic anomaly was, it caused you to nosedive into the nearest planet, and now you've got to figure out both how to survive and how to get back home. And while this general short quip of a story might make you think this game is a survival sim, it's more of a puzzle adventure, though it really does have a lot of influence from the point-and-click genre. As you get a quick handle on the game's simple controls, you'll start off at your own crash site, moving on to explore this new alien world. However, very quickly you realize you were not the first explorer on this planet, but for some reason now you are all alone. So as you try to figure out the context of your own situation and the possibilities for your survival, you'll be uncovering new information and new locations as you go. Each of these location scenes is very small and will only take a few seconds to fully explore. But there will be at least one or two new items for your inventory and at least a bit of information to uncover the next explorable point. The items uncovered and found at each of these locations, like a point-and-click title, will all be used in order to push the story further through the solution of puzzles. However, if you're not a big heavy logic person, don't worry, because each of the puzzles in the game are more task-based than logic-based. Meaning in short that if you do have the required item in your inventory, when you get to that point in the game, it will pretty much be automatically applied to the situation. And while this would generally make for some pretty easy gameplay, there are ways to get killed, and just like the puzzle items that you find along your way, these avenues to your demise can only be figured out through exploring. However, the autosaves for the game are very generous, and you'll merely restart at the beginning of the scene in which your character managed to kill itself. And if you are playing Planet RIX-13 on either Xbox or Steam, it does seem that most of the achievements are linked to finding unique ways to off your character. So I guess just have fun with it. But that being said, so far we've really only covered the good gaming aspects of this title. And when we put them all in the context of a game that can be beaten in well under an hour, and if you've played it before, maybe even under 30 minutes, the enjoyment of the title might be tarnished for certain players. However, despite this fact, the game actually is fairly enjoyable, and considering that it doesn't actually even have a soundtrack and somehow manages to make you feel like you're creeped out on an alien planet, there obviously was a lot of work put into the game. However, that being said, overall, Planet RIX-13 really doesn't have much to speak of in the way of graphics, audio, story, or even closing resolution. And despite it taking me a while to actually get into the game and start enjoying it, I really did enjoy playing it. I just felt like it was way too short. If I had to make a guess, I would have actually thought this game was a demo that just somehow made it to the sales floor. But depending on the type of player that you are, this short title might be totally worth it. If you're just trying to beef up your gaming collection with some cheap short titles, or if you're an achievement hunter on Xbox or Steam, this is probably a title you'll want to give a try, because most of the achievements can be unlocked in one playthrough. And being that you can play through it in under an hour, that's probably a good benefit. But for anyone else who's looking for deep story, intrigue, challenging puzzles, and a game they can actually invest themselves and some of their time into, though the game does boast multiple endings, there's really very little replay value, and the game will just get shorter and shorter the more you play it. So wrapping up the review, I'd really like to go back to that first question of how short a game can be before it stops being worth playing. And I'd really love to know what you think about that in the comments. But anyway, that does wrap up the review of Planet RIX-13 for the Switch eShop. So if you enjoyed the review or found it helpful, feel free to throw me a like or a comment to show your support, and don't forget to click that little bell icon when you subscribe to stay updated with the latest content. New and unique indies are coming out literally every day, so there's always going to be something new to find right here. But if you want to know what reviews are coming up next, check out our Twitter feed, or if you want to support the channel, you can become one of our Patreon supporters. But anyway, this has been Budget Gamer, so as always, thanks for watching.